Okay everybody, so it's been a long time since I did an update, and I'm sorry for that. I had a friend kind of nudge me and say, by the way, you haven't done anything. And I'm like, you're right, I've been doing lots of stuff, I just haven't been taking any video. So down here, once again, these buckets, this is my bucket fodder system for my chickens. I sprout barley in here, and then I feed them the little barley sprouts. And it's a lot better for them than just feeding them the barley, and it's a lot more nutritious and all that good stuff, and it's cheap, so that's good. Here's a little bit of stuff I've got sprouting. I've got two kinds of tomatoes starting. I've got the green that you see. These are my lettuces and arugula coming up. I've got Grand Rapids, and I've got salad bowl, and some arugula, and I've got some manure someplace, but not here. And up on top I've got two kinds of basil and some daisies, just waiting. I've also got some bells of Ireland in there, and I think that's it for now. And I have been doing a lot of work on this backyard, although it doesn't look like I've been doing anything, so I guess that means I've been doing a good job. These back beds, I tilled these up last year, and they were all clay. And I went to go get to them this year, and they were all clay again. They pretty much stuck back together. So I am back to the drawing board with these, working on these again. I'm amending these again with some looser garden soil and some manure, actually. I've got some right over here. Here's a little bit of a carrot bed. I had a whole bunch of these all kind of crammed up in one little strip. And they were all growing together because I was not careful with my seeding. And so I had a whole bunch of little baby carrots like this that I think might grow a little bit more. So what I did was I just prepped the bed and I spaced them out. So time will tell. Either they will grow or they will not. As simple as that. This is where I had some lettuce last year. And actually this is the manure that is going in. This is composted horse manure with, I think, probably a lot of wood shavings and sawdust. There's a place not too far from here that is actually an equine medical care facility or something like that, and they compost all their manure, and they have these big gigantic piles, 20 feet high, 25 feet high, that you can come and just grab whatever you want for free. So we got a pile from there. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on in this bed. Possibly this might be my corn bed this year. And here are some sunflowers. There's going to be another patch of sunflowers in between the beds down there. And the reason I'm doing this is there's an east to west trajectory right along this fence line. And we get a lot of sun back here with nothing to break it up. And it's going to be really hot this year. So I'm trying to plan ahead and get some shade structures in place or something I can use for shade. This was where my corn was last year. It didn't do so great. I think I needed more nitrogen in the soil for them and that kind of stuff. So this is actually barley. This is what I'm sprouting in that little bucket system. Instead of throwing some in the buckets, I planted some here. So now I've got some growing, and maybe the girls will get a chance to have some of this. So we'll find out. Speaking of the girls, I mean the chickens, and here they are. There's my Americana. Very talkative, and the rest are new this year. I've got I think a black copper Moran, and a red sex link, and a barred rock. This bed I got into yesterday and weeded a little bit, and this needs a little bit of amending because the soil level's low, but it's good underneath. The problem is this kind of congeals and it gets a hard shell on top, and then once that hard shell is there, no water gets in there. So I'm planning on mulching a lot better this year, meaning mulching period, because I did not do that last year. So I'll get some mulch in there, maybe some weed block, something just to keep that surface moist and protected from the sun. This is I still haven't finished this bed, but this has become another compost pit. So I've got coffee grounds that I get from Starbucks. Thank you, Starbucks. Product placement. and other stuff, kitchen scraps, other things. I just throw it in there. Also this stuff. You see, here's a collection of garbage bags back here. People just throw this stuff out. These are leaves. So this is what I use for my carbon. And I just garbage pick this stuff and I save it. So this is what I throw in with my coffee grounds. It balances out the nitrogen to the coffee grounds. And here's my other compost pit. I turned this already, but you might be able to see I got some good leaves in there. Some there's some hay from there's some chicken poop and stuff. And so that's looking pretty good. I turned it already, so you don't get a chance to see the steam coming off it, but it is cooking, and I'm really happy about that. This bed was my tomato bed last year. Before Easter, I tossed a bunch of sunflower seeds in here, and now they are sprouting like crazy. You can see there's a bit of a head there. I wasn't sure that these would sprout. These looked old and ratty and stuff like that, so I just took an old head of one of my sunflowers and I said, the heck with it, we'll see what happens. And now I have over 220 sunflowers back here. I've given some away to friends and neighbors. There's a new patch I started just a week ago. Those are starting to come up now too. So we're gonna have to find out something to do with sunflowers because we're gonna have a ton of them. The chicken coop is new and improved this year. It looks like crap, but it is had some work done to it. It had a flat roof, well, a slanted roof right across at this point, at this level, and that got all ratty. So I put a new ratty roof on it, a little bit taller. This has let me put in another a roost bar here and here. And that runs all the way across, so I've got room for more chickens to roost up there. And ideally what's going to happen, you can see the way this comes up and there's this gap. I'm going to cut this so that fits in, so that fits flush. And then I can put some hardware on that to clasp it shut. And so this will get a hinge here. And this, instead of hardware wire, this will become an actual door. This will get something on it with a hinge here so that I can open that up from this side. And also, I'm going to pop a nesting box on the side here so that nesting box will protrude out and it will have a lid with a hinge on it that I can lift and get at my eggs and put back down. Or the girls' eggs, frankly. Let me not be so brash there. So, trim the bush a little bit so the girls have some hiding space underneath it, because you can see there's lots of open space here. We don't have lots of trees and things. So there's my black copper Moran. She's the youngest of the bunch. So these other two, the red sex link and the barred rock, they're the newest. But they're all picking on the black one because she's the youngest. I keep hoping that the noises she's making doesn't mean she's about to die. It's not like a cry for help. I hope it's just her being a personality chicken. There's my rain barrel. We had some rain about a week ago, so I did get a chance to fill back up a little bit. I threw some compost in there, make some compost tea out of it. There's an animal carrier that I also garbage picked last week, along with this. This is it looks like an IKEA cabinet-y kind of thing. This came off, so I popped some screws in there and into that door and turned it on its side. So now that's a potential little chicken house. I might make that into a tractor or something, or just get it off the compost bin and use it out front to take the girls out front or something, scratch something up. So that's the backyard for now. Let me take you into the front yard. I realize we're going on 10 minutes already, so let me hurry this up. Right here's a pile of that horse manure. That's what we got. We got to pick up and just dumped it. Here's our raspberries on this corner. Raspberries coming up, they're doing well, spreading out all over the place. Here's my corner bed, tree stump planter we made yesterday, just last year. There's some garlic and some onions. And this is all kind of really clay up here too, more than I was hoping, so I had to amend this a lot as well. This was all tomatoes last year. Now I've got some peas started, and you can see there's some sunflowers too. So I'm trying to space these sunflowers out so that they'll come up and again give me some shade from that evil sunlight that beats down all day. So these are looking pretty good. Over here, with any luck, these rows will be strawberries. I mean, I planted strawberries. Whether or not they come up is anybody's guess. Also bordered by sunflowers, so that we can have some shade when we need it, or chop them down if we don't. And on the other side, that patch of green there is grass coming up in between more salad greens. So I planted these out. There's Grand Rapids over here, a couple of rows of arugula, and some salad bowl lettuce over here. So that I could remember where I planted everything, I had to plant it out so that it spelled gas, G-A-S, so now I know what's where. Here are some more of those sunflowers, by the way. I dug them up and I've been putting them in pots and gifting neighbors. Don't tell them it was me. There's also some mint that I did the same thing with. On the side of this path, I dug up this patch of everything that was weeds. It's basically what you see here. It's just blah. So now there's like a 1.5, 2 foot strip, and I've had these wildflower seeds forever, and I just pop those in there. We'll see what comes up. And this is Bells of Ireland on the corner from last year at least. Black-eyed Susans. Here's our mint patch and oregano. So if you need oregano, let me know. Here's our patch of cannas coming back up a little bit. I've got to dig this back up. This is garbage. And this is a bed that has already been amended and covered over with some weed cloth and then mulch on top. And back there close to the house, I've got some sunflowers coming up, so those will help block that window. So that's pretty much it for now. I'll try and check back in once I've got more stuff done.